So Zeekers, the creative lethal company, has dropped a new post on his Patreon talking about the upcoming update that he's working on. I've skimmed over a bit and it has a lot of interesting stuff for the upcoming update, so I wanted to go over it with y'all and let y'all know what's going on. So the post is called Rugga Enters Purgatory. What that mean? Whatever that means, if y'all know, let me know in the comments. Hello, in the past 2 weeks, I've been burnt out, but I did manage to revamp offense's exterior very quickly. I think it took me about 5 days. I'm quite satisfied with it. I feel like I finally achieved an idea that I've had for a while, yet never fully committed to. Since the very beginning, I've always felt like offense should be the first spot when looking at the Moon catalog progression from early game to late game. I wanted it to be kind of infamous, befitting of the ugly name offense. I have more plans for offense besides just the exterior terrain. So basically he's saying he wants offense to be like a boss, which kind of makes sense because offense is the first difficulty level B of all the moons. So the jump in difficulty and him trying to make it look like a boss in the grand scheme of things in the full update kind of makes sense. So here are the screenshots of what he's done to the map. I'll zoom it in even further for you guys to see. But as you can see, it's like very different. There's a little bridge to the left right here. It looks like this is like, the map looks way more like a canyon than it did before. Like it already kind of looked like that before, but now it's like very narrow. Is that, I can't tell, maybe that's a bridge over there in the background, but that's very far away. And then everything's just more mountainous, but he did make it a bit more lush. Like you can see some bushes, grass, all that around. And then in this screenshot, you can see like the same pipes that are normally on the map, but they're like in the distance. So I don't know if that leads to anything or if that's just going to be off the map now. And then there's more of these like little dirt hills. This little block right here looks like it could be the fire exit, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm gonna go into the map and see, because from this view, I'm pretty sure this is the same view that you can see from the fire exit to the moon. So they're like, this is, I'm pretty sure right here is the fire exit, and then you're looking over here might be main right there. Yeah, so I'm assuming he changes this entire view right here, this entire area. He removes those barracks or whatever, and this becomes a whole bridge instead of like an upside down truck or whatever. So then right there to the left should be main, if my guess is correct. So I'm assuming that from that first screenshot, this is what we're seeing right here. To be honest, in this second screenshot, I think it's the same spot, except it's this view right here. I think he removes this, and now these pipes and stuff that you go on to go to the fire exit is just like all of that you see right there, like the large pipes, high rising up in the mountains. The moon view should be like right here. I'm pretty sure you see the moon around right here. It's just my time is paused and I have all these settings so you can't really see the moon right now. But I'm assuming he took the screenshot from just the same spot. Like he just came from over here, walked over here and showed off this entire change right here, because this encompasses the entire map. And then I like this little note. It says this moon truly hates the cruiser, because this map was one of the better maps for using the cruiser actually, because of how flat it looks. Normally, like when you go from the ship all the way to main, it's very flat. So it's actually one of the better maps to use the cruiser on. But with all this terrain and mountainous area now, like I think the cruiser's gutted on this map, I'm not gonna lie. Now it's quite unlike any other moon. The dramatic idea that excited me is that the fire exit is clearly visible and within audible range of the ship. It is very far in actual walking distance. So the fire exit should be, you like, if somebody's over there and you're from in the ship, you should be able to hear them. And he wants that to be like a dramatic effect, like having it difficult to get to. Well, not difficult, but like he wants it to be far away. Yeah, you could actually like hear people in there. So maybe, I don't know what effect he's kind of going for. He says dramatic idea. So maybe that makes it somewhat dramatic. From this placement, from my assumption at least, if this is fire exit, I can't really tell where the ship is going to be, but it should be a far walking distance from here. So maybe it's like all the way down here, and this is area's main, and then this is the ship. So maybe this is the fire exit, and you can actually like walk on these pipes, because this seems closer right here, and then you can maybe do some parkouring, get to the fire exit that way, instead of how you had to like jump onto the pipes in the beginning earlier and then get into the fire exit. I thought outdoor creatures might be a serious problem here now, but so far it's been quite tame when we test it. I don't know if it's just because offense's exterior stats are kind of tame already, or if it's because the canyon ravine design shields you from lots of encounters and makes creatures take longer to get around. So he wants this to be sort of a boss moon, which is an interesting concept. Like, I like that he's trying to make like boss moons or like moons harder. Like, I'm assuming Titan is one of them, for example. Like, that's probably supposed to be like the hardest moon, like the boss moon. And then this is going to be like a step up, like how Rend is a step up from like the other moons, because that's an A tier moon. And then there's the S moon Dine, and then the S plus moon Titan, and then S plus plus moon Artifice. So he's trying to make steps up. So as you go farther into the game, everything's gonna get harder, and this map is supposed to be like that introduction to everything getting harder. A coincidence though, this map does feel perfectly designed for the old birds. This adds to a dilemma for me. Old birds were originally supposed to be a late game kind of surprise, but since then, they have just been such a fun enemy that I've been tempted to put them elsewhere, like adamants. I'm brainstorming a new unique exterior creature to fit offense, but I haven't gotten very far with that yet. So that's interesting. So we are going to be getting a new monster with this update too, that's going to be in offense. And I think maybe if it's going to be in offense, it's going to be in like other rocky maps like experimentation, maybe Embryon, but I don't think there isn't as many maps with just like rocks like this. Oh wait, no, what's the other one? Probably Assurance. Assurance is the other rocky map. So I think we're going to be getting probably a new monster that's going to be like very common on this map, on Assurance, on experimentation. So I'm assuming since those are like the beginning maps, the monsters are not going to be that crazy. But it's a very interesting concept that like this is supposed to be a boss map. So like the monster probably is going to be hard and just have like a common spawn rate on like the other two maps, but just not as high as maybe offense. And then there's also that old bird dilemma that he's talking about, because he's saying he wants it to be the old bird to be like a boss, which it kind of is, because it is like, it has like literally everything. Rockets, it can fly, like that monster's OP. So him wanting it to be sort of a boss type monster, because the old bird being on Adamus was kind of interesting, because I feel like that's what makes that map like harder for me, because like when you come out of the factory at night and then there's just old birds added on top of the giant, the dog, like all them crazy monsters outside, it's so hard to get back to the ship. So it definitely does add to that difficulty, but it also kind of helps because it goes and kills those monsters. So I wonder what exactly his idea is with the old bird and what he wants to do with it coming forward with like the future maps that he might add, or like if he's gonna add it to just later maps. Seems he's still in that brainstorming process, so let's just see what Zeekers cooks up. I'm liking the change, like, because that honestly, I don't even go on that map that often. Like, I like when you have to jump off the ship and then do the part, like the timing and get onto the pipes. I hit that every time, you know me, I'm gonna hit that. But it looks like that's gonna be removed off of this map now. So I wonder how he's gonna do it. Maybe you gotta jump even earlier. Like since this is so high up, the ship might fly down right here. And you gotta jump onto these pipes right here early. Well, I like this idea from Sakuya. Maybe instead of full power old bird, there could be a broken old bird that serves as the introduction to them and builds up the fully functioning thing on later moons. That would be cool. Like broken down old birds on like this map specifically, or maybe even like other maps like maybe Dine or something that's not like fully like OP. Like it might shoot like 2 rockets and then, or it might be like fully functional and then like break down mid like crash out or whatever. Ooh, I like this idea from Tant the Tank too. Since you like the idea of old birds on offense, what if you make it so after a certain quota they start spawning offense? Bro, type! After a certain quota they start spawning in offense, is what he meant. I think it could add to the idea of late game content, so it's cool in my book. The only issues I see players, they usually don't go to the old moons though. Yeah. But with the new content, players are going to start going to those moons. It's the thing. So I like this idea though. This is really cool. Adding a quota. I like this from number 1 Riker. Have you ever thought about making Fiopars lurk around cliff sides on desert moons like mountain lions, or making those a creature variant or something? That would be cool. Like something lurking in the mountains. I feel like that, like, because I really like the Fiopar. I like that update. It's a funny monster. and it's like it is a really cool monster addition to the game. So having something else like that, like in the mountains, like a mountain lion, that's tough. But it's like a repeated idea, so he's probably not gonna do that. But yeah, that's everything with this post. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And please, who is Grugga, bro? What that mean?